They're on our food labels and in almost everything we eat, but when you hear GMO, do you really know what that means? For some, probably not. Tonight, David Schechter has some answers on Verify.
Genetically modified organisms. A lot of people are afraid of them. In this story, I want to get to the bottom of two questions. Do GMOs hurt the environment, and are they gonna hurt you? Let's start on a Saturday in the park. And these people are warning the public that GMOs are dangerous.
I don't want to eat something that's not from nature. So something that's coming out of a chemical lab, your body doesn't know what to do with that.
What are you concerned about?
I'm concerned about there being poison in my food.
I think they're terrible. I think that there's no need for them.
A GMO is a genetically modified organism, like corn. To fight off certain bugs that eat the corn, for example, GMO takes a trait from one organism, like soil bacteria that's toxic to bugs, and introduces that trait into the corn. Now when the bugs eat the corn, they die. John Paul Deneen is a farmer in Waxahachie, Texas. Bugs and weeds? He hates them.
Are weeds just taking it right out of your pocketbook?
Exactly. They steal your nutrients, and they steal 8 times the water that the plant does.
To beat the bugs and the weeds, John Paul plants genetically modified corn. In addition to the trait that kills the bugs, it's also engineered with a second trait that protects the corn from a weed killer called glyphosate.
So this is the glyphosate. This is the evil empire over here.
This is it. This is it.
Glyphosate is the generic name for Roundup, developed by the company Monsanto. Opponents say genetically engineered crops and glyphosate together are a threat to water, soil, bugs, and plants.
We're about to mix the glyphosate and the water together, put it in this giant spraying truck. Okay, there goes the glyphosate. I mean, people say so many things about Roundup and glyphosate, and here I am just pouring it into this giant bucket. Oh, I got a little Roundup on my face there.
I'm tagging along with John Paul as we spray hundreds of acres with glyphosate. A lot of people think what we're doing right now is bad for the environment. Is it? For guidance, I'm relying on this 600-page landmark report from the National Academy of Sciences. So what does it say about the water, the soil, bugs, and plants? Well, based on what's known today, the report says when it comes to GMOs causing environmental problems, it found no conclusive evidence.
So I'm holding GMO corn right now, and there are people watching this right now who think what I'm holding is bad.
Right.
What do you say to that?
You know, we need to be respectful in agriculture of all the different ways that we can raise crops. And just because I choose and my neighbors choose to raise a GMO crop doesn't mean that we are the villain or we're doing something bad.
Science is always evolving and they're learning more. But I think we need to know how certain science is that this stuff is safe to eat.
Yeah, it's kind of scary that it can be kind of certain about something that could kill us all.
How do GMOs affect human health? I'm in the lab at Texas A&M University, where scientists actually make new varieties of GMOs. Right now, there are only 9 GMO crops in production in the world.
I think you need to do a little work lower left.
I'm tweezering plant seeds trying to get a single gene that's living in the Petri dish gel to transfer from the gel into the seed.
Oh, I dropped it again.
It's part of a much larger, very complicated process.
Your years of research you entrusted to me right now.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on you.
I'm talking to Dr. Betsy Pearson from A&M's Horticultural Sciences program. She loves her some GMO.
This is a technology that's solving problems.
Like hunger. Texas A&M is taking cottonseed, which is toxic, and making it edible. If scientists can do that, they believe they can feed 600 million people around the world.
People might still reject that.
Exactly.
In this country, they might say, I'm not eating that.
Or I'm not eating the cow that ate that.
Right.
Is GMO safe? Well, compared to what? Compared to not having anything to eat? Maybe.
Maybe? What's up with that? Here's the thing. Scientists don't like to make sweeping statements because science is always changing, but consumers want certainty. Opponents of GMO say it leads to increases in cancer, autism, celiac disease, and food allergies. So that NAS report compared health data between the US and Europe, where people eat far less GMOs. The report says when it comes to a higher risk to human health safety, there is no difference between us and Europeans that can be linked to GMOs.
People hear all the time science saying, this is really smart and it works, until it doesn't. I mean, how do you know we're not going to be 10 years later saying, sorry, we kind of screwed that one up?
We don't have a crystal ball. All we can rely on is our 16-year track record that says that none of these bad things have come to pass.
So what have we learned? Well, the NAS report is careful to point out that any new food can have effects that can't be detected no matter how hard you look, and that health effects can actually change over time. But for now, the report concludes when it comes to environmental health and the health of people, that GMOs do not pose a risk. If you've got something you want verified, let us know.